Hello guys, J77 here doing a video game music review, and the video game soundtrack I'm going to be talking about is Kingdom Hearts. Now Kingdom Hearts is a two-disc soundtrack. As you can see here, if you got a good color from there and from here. Great design, by the way. Very, very good design how they did it. Now, it's a two-disc soundtrack for one reason, and one reason only, is to have every last song from the video game. I'm talking about every last one. I'm talking about right from the beginning of the menu screen right down to the very last closing credits. And it is a very good soundtrack. I liked it. I liked it very, very much. I got some of my favorite songs. There are at least two I'm not too thrilled for, but that's not because they're bad. It's because I don't really picture it in a battle. It's just one of those songs I couldn't catch on to. But overall, I love the soundtrack. Listened to every last one of them, both discs, and I was very pleased. Another reason why I bought this, besides having been such a great soundtrack, it reminded me so much of the game that I played. I really did love Kingdom Hearts. It was a very fun game to play from beginning to end. I played it, my family played it. We all, had our own little missions in that game, and we all enjoyed playing that game very much. I think that was the only time we actually shared a game together because it was so good. It was very, very entertaining. The art was the graphics in the game was almost perfect. The only thing I think really was the problem was the gummy ships, and the storyline was tremendous. I mean, I was a little bit surprised on how much they really put into the storyline, especially what was going on with these heartless beings, and how he had to defeat them all, going to different worlds. The soundtrack is my favorite music of the soundtrack includes, but not limited to, Merlin's Magic House, Traveler's Town, Destiny's Island, The Day in Agrabah, Agrabah's Dream, Arabian Dream. I'm sorry, Spook in Halloween Town. The list goes on and on. These were great soundtracks. Oh yeah, Deep Jungle, Having a While. Those are definitely one of those soundtracks that I love to hear. But they were very, very good, and they actually matched well what was going on in the scenery. The two I didn't like, and it's just because I didn't, it's not because they're bad. It's just that I didn't really, get into, didn't kind of picture it being there in that situation. Where Winnie the Pooh. Again, I liked the music. It's not bad, but But I don't. When I think of Winnie the Pooh, the theme song, I don't think of fighting in battle, with a sword, or in this case, the key. I think of pleasant times on honey. I'm just keeping it real. I don't really think of anything else but that. And another one of which is Under the Sea. That was the Little Mermaid island. Love the soundtrack. Love the Little Mermaid soundtrack. Love the orchestra from it. Love the Caribbean score. But in terms of it being a battle theme for it, it just didn't work out for me. That's just my opinion for it. But that was the only two music I just didn't really was not too fond of being in that game. But it's still a good song, and it's it's still entertaining. The only gripe I had with the soundtrack, besides being very expensive, I mean this soundtrack is extremely expensive. It's $36. That's how expensive it is. Some of the tracks are very, very short. You have like the standard 3-minute track, 2-minute track, but you also have some songs that are pretty much 1 minute long, or even so almost 40 seconds long, and that I have a little bit of a issue with, but it's not as bad. There's still a lot of songs that are long. You have 3 minutes, 6 minutes, and you have and overall you have a lot of. It's almost like 50, 70 tracks in all. You're gonna have a lot of songs to pick and choose from. So it does make up for the for the songs that are pretty much less or shorter or pretty much shorter than the others. But in all, it still is a great soundtrack. And if you play the game, you pretty much, those who actually really play the game will pretty much know where I'm coming from with that. This is a great soundtrack, and I enjoy it. And once I found out where it was on sale in J&R, I went out and bought it right away because it's $36 in J&R for because it's imported. This is made in Holland. This is not made in the United States. And I also knew this was a limited edition because there is not too many of them sold in stores. So if they're gone, you're going to have to import it, get it from import, and it's more expensive getting it from import than getting it from the actual store. I should know I actually bought one soundtrack. I was Resident Evil one time, and it cost me almost $50 just to get that soundtrack. So yeah, I was very thrilled to get this soundtrack, and once I listened to it, all the memories of playing that game came right back. So yeah, my own opinion, is a great soundtrack. Definitely, if you're a video game fan, if you're a gamer, and you also like the music, it's definitely worth checking out. If you like only a certain amount of music, because it is expensive, CD. It's a two CDs, so that's why it's pretty much expensive. I would suggest looking this soundtrack up through iTunes if you have it, or some other application. That way it won't be in your pocket. You probably will spend less getting it individually from iTunes than you are to get it through CD. If they still have it on CD, because like I said, this is a very, very rare. This here is a very, very rare copy. It's not many stores are selling these, if they still are. But like I said, it's a great, great soundtrack. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it, and I'm pretty sure that once you listen to it, you pretty much find something enjoyable too. That's pretty much all I got to say about it. If you guys have have got the soundtrack, have heard about it, if you ever played a game and you remember your favorite your favorite track, please let me know. I like to hear from it. That you did not like it, let me know, and tell me why. I'm curious on your own opinion on the Kingdom Hearts theme songs. And until then, you guys, take care, and I see you soon.